Programming skills using C, lecture number 25, pointers in C continued. Dear friends, in this lecture, you will work with character and integer pointers. And you will write some function subprograms using pointers. Really what we are going to do is some of the function subprograms you have written for character strings, you are going to convert them into the pointer version. So first of all, let us therefore get into what is called the character pointers. You already know how to, we have studied already 4 questions about pointers. First question was, what is a pointer? A variable which stores the address of some other variables, maybe character variable, integer variable, float variable, or any variable. The next question was, how do you declare a pointer? And you knew, so you give the type and star asterisk and the uh, pointer name. Third question was, how do I get the address of a variable? And for that we use that pointer ampersand. You put it in front of any variable, immediately it will give you the address of that variable. And the last question was, if you know the address, how are you going to find out what is present at that address, at that location? And you put star in front of address, immediately it will give you the content at that location. So we are going to use that information in this lecture. Start with character pointers. So I declare a character pointer, character star s. Therefore s is the pointer variable of character type. The next thing is always is I have to allocate memory. So I say s is equal to malloc. What type? Character star, that is pointer type. How much? 20 bytes of memory is assigned to s. That is what we are going to do. And s will contain the starting address. Very important. S contains the starting address of this 20 bytes of memory, which is one next to the other, one next to the other. Please remember that. Then I input one word here, less than a name of a person, get s. Get s, or I could have used scan s, percentage s, that could have been done, but I am using one more function, get s. Get used to this new function. So I have inputted less than. So what is happening? So the moment you input less than and enter the key, immediately, as I said, it adds a null character at the end. And as you see here, at the 6th location, it has put a null character. So this S, therefore, S stands the starting address. Suppose it is 2000 here, it is going, S will contain 2000. So address. Now here I am representing it with S. Therefore, it is going to be S plus the 0. 2000 plus 0 is 2000. So what is the address of E therefore? It is 1 byte afterwards. Therefore, it is going to be S plus 1, 2001. Address of S could be 2002. This is going to be 2003. This is going to be 2004. And this is going to be 2000. For example, here of that null character, it is going to be 2006. I could think of a general pattern here, general formula. S plus I, it would be the address of the ith location. Please remember, S plus I is going to be the address of the ith location. So from this now we know the addresses. How do I get the content at that? I want to find the content address plus 0. So immediately you put the star in front of that. Star immediately will give you. So star s plus 0 will give you L. Please remember star bracket, and within that you have to write s plus 0. Similarly, E is got by putting star in front of s plus I. Then star s plus 2 will give you s, and t s star s plus 3 is going to give you t, etc. And please remember here star s plus 6 in this case will give you a null character. This information is very, very important for us to write the next function. So, and we are going to use this information again and again. Please remember this. Therefore star s plus 6. Therefore The content at ith position is given by star s plus I, and this is also important formula for us. Star s plus I will give us the content at s plus I. So that is s plus 0 will give me L, s plus 2 will give me S, etc. So this is very important. With this, let us go and write a function subprogram using pointer version to return the length of a string. You have already written this strlen character array. And you know, as we said, as long as while s of I is not equal to 0, that is 0 means null, you incremented the value of I and it returned I, and that was the length of the string s. Now, instead of characters s character array, I substitute it with the pointer version, character star s. Please remember that, character star s. Then I the same thing, instead of writing s square brackets and no more square brackets here. So star s plus I is not equal to null. I increment the value of I and I return the value of I. So this becomes therefore the pointer version of the same function string length which you have written earlier. With that, we go to the next function program using pointers to duplicate a string. That means you have got a character string, source string is here. You want to get duplicate copy. You are going to copy this onto target string, and this is what we have done. As long as you have not come to the end of the string, source string, you go on copying letter by letter, alphabet by alphabet to T, and then you increment here, and at the end you add a null character. Very important, you have to add a null character at the end. This is the array version. So I would have to convert that into um, pointer version. So instead of array, say character star t, comma character star s. So this becomes pointer version. And inside also you have to use, instead of using array version, you have to say star s plus I is not equal to null. I copy therefore the content at s plus I to content at t plus I, increment the value of I. I come once I have copied everything. I have not copied but the asterisk, the null character. So therefore at the end I come out and then I add null character at the end of the string pointer t plus I, star t plus I is equal to null. So this becomes therefore the pointer version of string copy function. Now I would like you to do this, write a function subprogram in C with pointers to compare two strings. You know, we have done that already. As long as both the strings are equal, you go on incrementing the value of I. The moment one of them shows null, that means you have come to the end, you return 0, or else you return the difference between the ASCII values of the character which don't agree with each other. So that you have to do. So wait for some time and you do this. Don't go ahead. Write it. Spend some time. Even if it means 10, 15, 20 minutes, you wait, you try to do that. So now I'll show you. So the same thing, as long as I'm not, both the strings are equal, both the character strings are equal, I go on incrementing here. But in one point, if they are equal, both of them will point to null, and therefore both of them are going to point null, and I return 0, that means it's equal. Otherwise I'm going to return s of I minus t of I. That means it is going to return the difference in ASCII value of the character at those ith location. If it is positive, naturally the first string is greater than the second string. If it is negative, second string is greater than the first string. That is the idea of that. Now we have converted that into the pointer version, again character star s comma character star t, and you asked as long as while star s plus I is equal to star t plus I, and then inside the loop I have missed here, please add here I plus plus to be added. So typing mistake, and then you say if this is equal to 0, you say return 0, otherwise you return star s plus I minus star t plus I. Please remember to add I plus plus here, incrementing. So this is the pointer version of that. Now I would like you to complete this. I'm not going to give you at all. So that is to uh, append target string at the end of the source string. So you are taking this, then I and j equal. So first thing is you go to the end, you traverse the first string, source string till the end, and once you have done that, you copy t plus j to s plus I. You write this corresponding statement here, and then at the end you add null character to at the end of the S string. So this is very important. Now we come to integer pointers. Integer pointers. As you see again, as we have done, I declare integer star a. That before a becomes the integer pointer, and therefore I allocate here. In this case, you have to be careful. I'm using this time calloc. Why do calloc will make all the locations, 20 locations here, into zero. That is very important understanding. Therefore, purposely I'm using calloc instead of malloc. In calloc, I give the number of cells I want to have in which I'm going to store integer data, and size of int. Now, size of int could be 2, it could be 4. Therefore, the total uh, uh, area here, or the total bytes is going to be different. Therefore, you can't put just 20. You have to say into it is going to be size of int. So that is the thing what you have to do. If you suppose you were to malloc, then I have to say 20 multiplied by size of int. Please remember that has to be done in the case of malloc. In the case of calloc, it is 20 comma size of int. So what happens now? For example, I have got this array. I have inputted only 20, 40, 25, 30, 50. Yeah. And please note the difference between character pointer and integer pointer. Now I've done that. For example, I've inputted these numbers and then got the uh, addresses here. As you see, 971420, and this is not 971421, it is going to be 4. Why? Because the size of integer is 4 in this case, therefore it is added 4. It is going to be 8, it is going to be 12, etc. This is a hexadecimal numbers, so please remember that it is not therefore a plus 0 and a plus 1 is not going to be 21 here. This is 22. No, this is uh, different. Therefore, you have to be careful. Therefore, for the general formula, it is going to be a plus I. And therefore, star a plus 0 will give you 20, star a plus 1 will give you 40, star a plus 2 will give you 20, star a plus 4 will give you 50, and star a plus I, where I will be particular location, and if you have inputted some number there, and that will give you that corresponding number. With this information now, we will write again. So function will convert those function input array, input function input array. This is the integer, this is the pointer version. So int n and int star a, this is the pointer version. So how do I do? Please be careful now. Already already till now we have been using scanf, and we are giving ampersand, that is the address. Now you understand why we were using ampersand in the case of scanf, because that's where in the next lecture I will be talking about. I was giving the address. Now already a plus I is going to be address, so I don't have to give ampersand here. Please remember here it is just a plus I is equal to 1, because I am inputting numbers from 1 to n, not 0. Therefore, I start with a plus 1, a plus 2, a plus 3, etc. It goes on inputting numbers. For printf, please remember I have to give here star, because I have to give the content at that particular location. Therefore, in this case, it is star within brackets a plus I. Don't write star a plus I. It's wrong. Star within brackets a plus I, and then this is for printing the content of the array. So next you are going to write bubble sort. Bubble sort, again same thing, int n int star a. So I have declared temp here, integer variable. Same algorithm for I is equal to 1 to n minus 1. For I is equal to 1 to n minus this n minus I. Please remember, this is unfortunately it converts that into the upper sign of I. So j plus plus. So you're asking star a plus j is equal to star a plus j plus 1. So you remember integer version, regular version will be star aj is greater than aj plus 1. So now it becomes star a plus j plus 1. So copy therefore the content at a plus j to temp, a plus content at a plus j plus 1 to a plus j, and temp back to this one. And this is the pointed version of the bubble sort which I have written earlier. So now what I would like you to do is pause the video, write the complete program, declaring the prototypes and writing the function subprograms and using them in the main program. Pause the video. So here I have shown you the prototypes. Are they prototypes int n comma int star a? So please remember that. Then we come to, then very important, now in this case what we call is the dynamic allocation of memory. Earlier we used to say int a 20, that means it is a static allocation, only 20. Now in this case, as you see, I am getting the numbers I want to, the total numbers, how many numbers I am going to input, and accordingly I am going to assign memory here. But I am going to assign n plus 1. If there are 10 numbers, I am assigning memory for 11 numbers because I am not using the 0th cell. Therefore, purposely I am doing n plus 1 calloc, comma, size of integer. So this is going to create memory for n numbers. Then I input, so get the value for n, get the value for n, input. So here and here I the input n numbers. So I'm just calling that function n. So n comma x, as we have done. You don't have to say pointer etc. Just x. So then print n comma x. It will print the content of that. Then bubble sort n comma x. Then print array n comma x. So this is the main program, a simple main program with these functions subprograms. And with that you have got your those programs you have already written, input array, the pointer version, print array, and the bubble sort. You should do that yourself and then execute that program. Thank you very much.